Hello and welcome to another episode of Low Tech Health. I'm looking like a homeless person sitting on top of a big rock in a neighborhood in the middle of the West. And I'll tell you, I think it's the best place to feel like a homeless person because I think people may have a little bit of a problem here out in the West with a tremendous amount of unhoused. And when you start to look at the numbers, you think about how that is an army. 10,000 people. Now, why would I bring this up on a Let Ourselves Translate Expert Knowledge, Forgive My Foul Mouth Saturday, and the context of health? Well, because we treat them. A large portion of the hospital inpatient admissions are homeless people. You're paying for them. You have to, because you've said that it's going to be an emergency and you're going to treat it no matter what. And I'll tell you, living unhoused can cause a lot of emergencies. What's the number one thing we all want? Shelter, safety. So we can point fingers at them. We can say, fix yourself, put house on you. But we could also recognize and maybe make believe that they are a part of nature, that they are part of us, that they are indeed an army around our hearts right now, swarming. Make believe that you are part of nature and you cannot separate yourself like you think you can in your little boxes and your little houses. There used to be wolves. We have houses to keep us from getting eaten by wolves. Not because you're separate from nature, because you could get eaten by wolves. So, these homeless are not separate from us. They're our other bees. They're our other ants. We've told them that they don't matter and they don't have a purpose. So what happens is they cause an unbalance. And this unbalance makes them matter and makes them worth way more than the proportion of just taking care of them. So we can all be kind of this left, right. You should have to take care of them, you hippie, or we should let them all die. Now, that's also the odd, because we can't. You can't just let them all die and think that you're separate from it, because they carry typhus now. Typhus was alongside every major war until they figured out how to treat it and get rid of it. And now it's coming back in these populations that are, ironically, the size of small to medium armies. And if you teach them to march, if you find a leader, if you somehow organize them, we have a problem because they don't have fear of death. And we already have told them and they know. It's not just an idea. They've been to the hospital. There are some patients I've had who've been in the hospital admitted almost every day or every other day for an entire month to the ER because they're in their 40s with an ejection fraction, which is where the fraction of blood that is ejected from your heart, you want it to be about 65% because you want to feed some of your heart blood, but you want to feed the rest to the body. About 65 to like 70% is a good ejection fraction. This guy's got 10% ejection fraction. So you're going to keep coming to the hospital. It's going to keep happening. So, let us make believe we are perhaps sitting on top of a rock and able to see a little bit further in the distance than an ant can, just right in front of the butt of the other ant. And also, in this distance, can we see the next in line, the next ant? Are we marching in line? Are we moving in a direction as nature would have us in terms, or are we continuing to scatter like cockroaches in a light, freaking out that they're about to die? Make it true by running around frantically without direction. It's how you ensure that you are going to die sooner than you should. Freaking out, running towards a boot. Are we running towards a boot? Are we in line? Forgive my foul mouth Friday, but freaking out, frenzies, my my favorite quote I'm going to end on for this week is, your lack of preparedness does not create an emergency for me. Lack of preparedness on your part, an emergency on my part, does not make. I love you guys. See you next week on Meatless Eat This Metal Macho Monday. Thank you.